I notice that it comes back.
Yeah.
But then I'm down here, and then it's just like my Miami accent comes right back. But it's just like player.
Yeah.
Like, what's up, player? How you doing?
Yeah.
Like, what's really going on? And, we out here vibing and chilling.
Yeah,
like, that. And then you have the, like, oh, yeah, we down on, Linux. I'm just making shit up now. but yeah, it's just, like, it's different. And then, like, the whole Miami thing, like, oh, we finna go to the store.
Yeah,
like, we don't say that. We don't say that
You're going to go.
We finna go. We're going to go. Or just different. I love both.
My fiance, she actually from New York, so like she tell me all the time, like, one thing she know about the South, the East Coast and the West Coast, y'all have y'all slangs, but it's more proper than down south.
Yeah.
Like we say we fun, or we gonna, or we say y'all. So it's like, but still, like, it's just crazy how, like, from different regions and stuff, like even from like the Midwest, like I had a couple people from like Minnesota and Chicago and stuff like that, and like you can even hear like the accent, like even when you listen to like the Chance the Rapper, Kanye, you can hear that.
You hear that Chicago.
Yeah,
Chicago. Isn't that crazy how hip hop just like can take you all over the United States? Mm-hmm. Like I learned about Atlanta because of Atlanta rappers, and like Houston or like New York, because we weren't going. I wasn't going there, but I knew about Atlanta because of Outkast, because of T.I., Gucci Mane, like all those rappers. So I think that's so beautiful about hip hop.
So you being a hip hop, there's a few questions I gotta ask you.
Let's do it.
Who's your favorite all-time, like, California artist and all-time favorite, like, Florida artist?
California?
Yeah. It's a lot of them.
It is a lot of them. Damn, they gonna kill me.
Nick Cannon is a California artist.
He said Nick Cannon is a California artist.
He's from San Diego, right?
Who, Nick Cannon?
New York.
He's from New York? Is he?
I thought he was from San Diego.
Listen, I didn't even count him as a rapper, so he didn't even cross my mind. California rappers. Yeah. My favorite. I don't really have a favorite because I don't really have a favorite rapper. Mm-hmm. I do like to listen to a lot of E40 though, because E40 he has that kind of like that hypeness that I like. There's also like I like Kendrick, YG. Miami rappers. I love Ross. Yeah. I met Ross, so I always have a special place in my heart for him. I would say Ross is one of the big ones up there. Of course, like Trick, but I would say Ross the most because he's really the only Miami rapper that I was up at 12 o'clock purchasing God Forgives I Don't.
Yeah.
We're gonna go with Rick Ross for Miami.
So you don't have like a top 5?
A top 5? I can give you my top 5. You ready for my top 5? DJ Anonymous, you ready for this? Okay, this is what like out of order. This is like no special order. So we got Hav, we got Jay-Z, we got Common, Kanye, and Biggie.
You the first one that said Common in your top 5.
Boy.
Why Common?
Why not Common?
Of course.
I'm messing with you. Common, okay. Common to me, he taught me like that real hip hop growing up. Not that no other artists didn't have that, but he's the one who really introduced it to me. That like conscious rap. That's when I heard him, I'm like, oh shit, this is like another type of hip hop that. Mind you, I don't have older brothers or sisters, so I learned everything through TV. I learned everything through BET. There was no YouTube back then, so I couldn't look up no videos of YouTube. But like BET and MTV, so that's where I was looking for my music. I knew he was a hip hop artist, and just the way that he rhymes and the way that he just kind of like puts words together and then he delivers them and the beats that he uses and. He's also cute, so,
a lot of the ladies said.
Like, he's very handsome. That's not what makes him my top. That just definitely, like, helps him. But it's definitely not the main reason, because, like, I met this girl when I was years old, and what I love most, she has so much soul. Like, come on. Like, and it was about hip-hop the whole time. Like, Brown Sugar is actually the movie that introduced me more to Common, because that's when they were promoting that whole, Come Close with Common and Erykah Badu. Yeah. And I was like, yo, who's this dude? You know what I mean? And then from then, I was just like, I just need to hear more of this voice.
Do you have like a female top 5?
A female top 5?
Because that's something like
that never gets asked. That's a good question.
Because the reason why I asked, because a lot of people, you gotta realize a female top 5, even the top 10, is kind of like hard. Because it's a lot of like over like years, like it's been a lot of great, phenomenal like female artists. Like
for sure. You have like your MC Lights, Queen
Latifah, Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill's number 1.
She would be number 1 for me. If I were to really like think about it, I would put Cardi on there.
Cardi.
Yeah, I mean, now she doesn't write her own stuff, so go ahead.
No, because I was asking these like my guest this question like when she first, because I love Cardi B.
Okay.
My fiance, I'm saying when she's a hype beast. She's a hype beast. With me as a DJ, I'm like, all right, I heard her mixtapes, like she's cool. I'm like, I'm waiting for the album to come up. Like the full body of work.
I was waiting for that too.
And one thing I love about Cardi B that people they overlook is that she have great like hooks. Like I always felt like if I could get a Cardi B hook, I'm gonna have a top hit.
I mean, that's what YG did with She Bad.
Yeah, so like how do you like feel about Cardi B? Like so far like in her
I love her. Mm-hmm. I think that she's come a long way from where she used to be. Mm-hmm. And I love what she stands for, and I love how she kind of just like made her from the mud. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
That's what I respect too.
That I respect her for that. And I too was also waiting for that project. I was just like, come on, baby girl. I done heard this. I done heard that. Mm-hmm. I need to hear more, and I need to hear a body of work. Mm-hmm. And she did not disappoint me. So that's why I can very much well say that she's one of my top favorite rappers, because for me to be having such anticipation for an album and then for it being really, really good. I was listening to it today. You know what I mean? Like it's that type of album. And then like will Beyonce be a rapper too? Cause
nah. She could do a little bit, but R&B, she number 1.
Yeah, no, for sure. But
I don't even think R&B like pop. Like she's just all around
artist. Yeah. And then of course like Lil' Kim. I like Charlie Baltimore.
Okay.
She's a very. I always grew up also, she was one of those artists that I just wanted to be. She had a dope ass tattoo, and she like the way that she would just come in on those Ja Rule songs, like, and she dated Biggie.
Yeah.
I loved her. She was the one with the redhead. She was the redhead on Murder Inc. I loved her. Who else? Can you tell me like more? We got Lauryn Hill.
You got Missy Elliott. You got
Elliott. Eve would be one of my top.
Yeah.
I can put Eve at the top.
Do you think she's kind of like, even like Missy Elliott, you think they kind of underrated now?
Now?
Like,
definitely.
Because think about it, like when people name their top 10, it's like they'll talk about the female artists that came like late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
And skip over that generation when you had the Little Kims, the Eves, the Missy Elliott's, the Trinas. Like to me, I feel like Trina for a southern hip hop female artist.
Nah, she's dope.
Her and Missy Elliott, coming from the South, they broke down the barriers too as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. I love Trina. Man, I remember Trina when I was in like middle school and like hearing her shit, and then I remember she was one of the reasons why I was like so proud to like live in Miami.
Yeah.
Because she was just so sick with it. Like, and she was the woman coming in with the men, and it's just like hip hop is already not an easy game to be in, and for her to not only just come in with the men and be rapping with the men, but she was like talking some raunchy ass shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then I remember like listening to it and my virgin ears, but like I'm like hella blasting Trina.
Yeah.
I love Trina too. Trina she would be in. I would put her in my top 5. Lil' Kim also. So we have Eve, Lil' Kim. We would put Cardi on there. Missy Elliott, I feel like she's a good rapper, and I feel like she's a good. I just probably always associate her with like that 2000s kind of music that she was coming out with, which was like I always think of like that dancing shit when she started dancing a lot more, like that, and I like that about her. So you know what, we're gonna put her on. I just never. We're doing this 5 top list like for the first time, like because I thought about the men, but the women. There's just so many. It's so hard. It's hard
because
got a good question there. I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, because people think like maybe 2 or 3. But even now, like Rhapsody, like she's creeping up. I gotta give her about 5 more years. She's gonna creep up in my top 5.
Okay. So
it's just a lot. It's a lot of just artists in general, male and female and stuff like that. One more last question when it comes to music. Do you think that right now, 2 questions, matter of fact, do you think that an artist like we said, Cardi B, and we heard allegations about Drake.
Okay.
Which, I'm not I love Drake, but I'm not like a stan. But I feel like he write his, like, I feel like he do write his raps.
Also the allegations of them not writing their stuff.
Yeah, like, do you think that still count for them to be able to be one of the greats, like 10 to 15 years from now?
I mean, honestly, that's going to be up to the people who are in charge of that. Mm-hmm. For me, as far as like, because when it comes down to it, and you come up with your top 5, and I come up with my top 5, my top 5 can be somebody who's not a writer, who didn't write their own stuff. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But my reason for having these people on the top 5 isn't because of their writing skills. Mm-hmm. It's just for the delivery. It's for their songs. For Cardi B, I like her because of her songs. Mm-hmm. Now, if she wrote them or not, that's not going to make me like them less, because I know as soon as I hear that 400 on She Bad, I'm like, ooh. And I know all the lyrics, as vulgar as they are, you know what I mean? And then the same goes for Drake. For Drake, if he does or if he doesn't, it doesn't discredit the fact that he is the artist that he is. The same for Cardi. So in the future, it's going to be, they've made an impact on hip hop. So with that alone, that's going to take them to become one of the greats in the future. Because that's what people see. When people see Cardi, they're not, one of the first things that they say is like, oh, but she doesn't write her own shit. It's more kind of just like, bro, she's working. She made it out from where she was. Her music is good. The lyrics that she's saying, like, it's very well put together. If you can quote them,
exactly.
That's really, it's crazy how I had this theory that Drake comes out with certain songs so they can become captions. Yeah. I'm like, does he doing that on purpose?
Look at the whole situation where I'm sorry to say, y'all, but he did get bodied by Pusha T. Pusha T is just a MC. But overall, Drake won the battle because of he got like 5 or 6 top 10 like records or something, some crazy number.
Yeah,
I read the other day.
Because right now hip hop, and I feel like this is going to continue in hip hop. It's a numbers game. It doesn't matter how good you are anymore. It's more like a popularity contest. So who's more popular, Drake or Pusha T? Pusha T obviously is a better lyricist, but who knows who Pusha T is? Like, unless he was like grinding, back in the day with Pusha T when he was with the Clips, the recognition that he has isn't as common as a Drake would. So of course he's going to win the battle because of that. But for me, when I heard Pusha shit, I'm like, hold up. You know what I mean? And it was funny because I think I did a poll on my Instagram and we talked about it on the show, and I think, was it Pusha won or Drake won?
For what?
For the poll, I think it was Duppy, and then it was the first one that he came out. It was like,
Drake won the first battle. He did.
Yeah, because he dropped Duppy, and Duppy was good, and then the one after that the story of Adonis or something like that.
Pusha T one.
Yeah, the Pusha T one. That one I obviously killed him. Like, my dog didn't even come back. But then he just dropped a project that was kind of good, I guess.
And then you talk about popularity and stuff like that, numbers, which goes to my second question is, do you think that the streaming music, like just streaming, like not even just buying music, do you think that help or kind of like corrupt the music industry as a whole, not just in hip hop?
Yes and no. Yes, because it kind of takes away that whole excitement of going to a store and like buying the album. Because I've done that. Like, I would buy a lot of my CDs because I've always loved to have them until we could burn them.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like you get it from the bootleg man at the flea market.
Exactly. I should do that. That's how I became a DJ. I said, hey, make a list, $5.
Yeah, like that, you know, that's pretty much. I would get it from DJs, you know, that was selling their shit at the flea market. That's where I would get. That's what I would learn about a lot about.